Hello, welcome back to SC Classics. In this episode, I'm going to be doing, finally unearthing the red Capri. I've moved around, I've got it down, and I'm going to be tackling some of the welding on the passenger inner wing, A-post area. Some of it is just new repairs, some of it is old repairs which have been done and not very good. So I'm just going to be trying to make best of that. Here's the Capri in question. This is Jason's 2 litre S. It's not a bad car. It's had some welding, needs some more, need finishing off. It comes to me as a rolling shell. Now, I did try and sort this guy into putting it back to an original 2 litre S, but there's a good reason why he's not. He actually started this build with his dad. They bought a Rover V8 conversion and a 3.9 out with Discovery, which had been in another Capri with all the mounts, exhaust, etc. Manual gearbox, and sadly his dad then passed away, and from what I gathered, his dad was more mechanically minded than Jason. So that's when he got in touch with me and asked me could I take it on, because otherwise, you know, God knows what would have happened to the car, because he couldn't have completed it himself. So yeah, I took it on. I did start working on it, and then I put it on this ramp, which was worse thing the other day because I sent it up in the air and I forgot about it. So now, back on it. So I did actually try dry icing this because I don't know what this stuff is, but I wanted it, all this black. I did try getting it off with a dry ice blaster because I wanted it all out of the way because I knew I'd be doing some welding work. Sadly, we're still having trouble with the dry ice blaster, so even though, yeah, I took it off on it, got it back to metal work really nice, we just give up because it was taking too long and wasn't happy with the machine, so that's still ongoing. But anyway, onto the Capri. So we got some repairs here to the wing rail, to the splash shield. Got a little bit coming through under this bracket. We've got, as you can see, some old repairs. On the A-post, we've got one here, which looks like it's welded all down here, but this side it didn't weld, and obviously it's gone behind there, so I want to put this right. Again, this one has had some, say, welding. Yeah, only down one edge. Obviously the wing was covered in this, so they've probably just slotted it in behind the wing. So now that needs cutting out because it's rusting and going behind there. This one's rusting behind here. There's a hole here. Now there's a little bit in here. So I'm here, and then quite a bit on here, and this paddle, which would be an absolute nightmare to try and make because of all the contours and compound curves, whatnot. So you can actually buy that panel. So it's gone on the other side as well, so I bought 2 of these. I bought one for the driver's side too. So yeah, tackling this A-post, trying to make this A-post nice. A-post, splash shield, wing rail. I think there's a couple of little bits on the top of the wing rail which have gone, and I have bought 2 wing rails, but I don't think it justifies putting a full wing rail on it. But we'll get to that anyway. For the time being, I'm concentrating on this A-post and splash shield, get the rust cut out and get me metal welded in. I'm gonna cut the wing off. First job will be getting rid of this piece of leftover wing so we can start lining up the new panel, see what wants chopping, see how it fits, and start getting some welding done. Managed to drill the spot welds out on the little bit of wing, get that out of the way. Quite surprised it was actually spot welded on, which tells me it was the original wing or part of it. Anyway, or someone actually spot welded a wing on, which I very much doubt. But next problem. So I bought this repair panel from Magnum, and I know it is only a repair panel, but straight away you can notice, yeah, slightly different shape. And what concerns me is comes right up to the sill, as in actually proud of the sill. It's a good few mil higher than the sill. In fact, it should be a lot lower than the sill. So I'm gonna do this. You can see just underneath this. So from the flange there to here, I've not measured it, but it's to me thumb there, say 50 mil underneath. At this point here, you'd be lucky if it's 20. at the widest point here, it's probably, well, maybe 30. So yeah, even at the front, this one tapers right into nothing. This one has a big, it's nothing like. This is more squared, whereas this is a nice radius. So I'm decided what to do here, which that's basically where it wants to go. Something like that, maybe. I've got this big step. Obviously the wing sits there, so the wing is potentially going to be stuck out at the bottom, proud of the sill. We can't have that. So I think we're going to have to, I am going to use this panel because there's no way I could make that. I haven't got, Christ, I don't even know what, I'm not that in-depth in making panels. I wouldn't even know where to start with that. I'd like to be able to make something like that, but I don't think I can. It's far above my skill set and definitely my tools. I imagine it needs like shrinker stretchers and maybe a sandbag and beat some metal, I don't know. Anyway, it's not gonna happen. So I am gonna have to make something with this. So I think it's gonna have to be tweaked and altered in some way, shape or form to make it fit the way I want it to. I think the first thing to do, I've scribed where this panel sits. I think I'm going to chop out probably 10mm inside of that because this is dead. There's no question about that. That's got to go. I think I'll probably cut this on this line here straight up and then 10mm from the top all the way around, which will get rid of most of the rot. There's going to be another repair up here and in front of it as well. But then I can sort of dress this back edge down, which is proud of the wing, and get it something like maybe some cutting and trimming. But yeah, that's what I've got to deal with. Trying to make that fit on there. Where's that panel? Oh, come pick the end of this because as you can see, it was knackered. Top was holed, front was holed down this edge, which is revealed. This panel that should come down here, fold, and then along to here. So this bit needs chopping out, repairing. There's also some repair work on this front edge. So back to the Capri. As you can see, this panel that was rotted out, made a new one, welded it in. Still a bit of grind to do there, but generally, yeah, you get the idea. So that's that piece welded back in. I think this is actually part of like the inner A-post structure. Right then, next, I started cutting out this sill end cap up to here. Still need to cut out some more. Basically this line is where this is going to go to. Let me trim some more out and yeah, make it work. I actually cut in the wrong place. We'll have to weld this back in. You know, measure twice, cut once. Well, I measured once, cut once, made a mess of it. Anyway, we won't dwell on it. Now, this is where it gets interesting because this area here is where lots of panels come together. Put that down all the way. So we got outer A-post, which is part of this bubble, if you like, that I'm putting back on. Then we got inner sill area. So part of the inner sill area, as you can see here, it just runs up just to this height here, and then obviously everything spot welds together. It spot welds to the tub. So this inner structure here is, you see, rotted and cracked there. Part of it's missing here, so I'm going to have to cut the end off that, fabricate this piece so it comes to here. But then there's another problem because this tub, well, this would be the lower bulkhead, end of the lower bulkhead. Has actually got some missing from here too. So once I cut this off here, I can then repair this little angle end piece here. And then I can repair this piece. And then I can start putting this structure back on. Oh, well, after I've done this and this. So yeah, it's quite a complex repair. There's lots of different panels come together. But now I think the next job is going to be chop the end of this inner sill off here, get this out of the way so I can access this lower bulkhead lip, repair that. Break that, better. So we've got this lip cut out on the back now. That's a decent metal. I've got a plate cut up to weld in there, and then we can start putting this piece back in. So jump forward a little bit, only a little bit, cut little plates, texture in place. I'm going to get it welded in, ground down, onto the next piece. Will do. We're not going bit of a reflection. It's in there. We've got something to weld to now. So next one, make the end of this inner sill area. Seam weld it down this side and plug weld it to the structure that we just welded in. So from this to this, I've already punched out some holes on this edge, just so I can hold it in place there. Another piece welded in. So now the inner sill is tied to the lower bulkhead. Next. Do we... That fits over there with the dollying back a little touch there, I think. So I think we need to dig out this leftover material from the original. I don't even know what this panel's called. Sill end, if you like. So there's still some leftover material left here. Need to get that off, and then we can start getting the sill end onto there and see where it fits. As you can see, a bit more trimming done. To get in there, obviously there's this still to repair, and yeah. Now the big problem I've got is because this panel is nothing like the original, you have this big void. So there's going to have to be some, I think I'm going to have to cut some lines into it and dress it back, make it meet up with the original panel underneath. Yeah, it's less than ideal, but it's a copy panel. I'm guessing it's a repair panel, so it's supposed to be welded over the original. I don't know, but I don't like it just being welded over. From what I could see, if you look at it there to the sill, it's proud of the sill already. So then when you put a wing on top of that, it's just going to kick the bottom of the wing out. So I want to make it fit a bit more like the original, which is hard when it's nothing like. This front edge here, this width, on the original one, it just sort of curves down to nothing. But as far as my work, this is all that's available, so just got to make do. I've actually cut the lip off to try and bring it in. I just have to weld it to the original lip that's already in place, because this lip on the bottom here is the part of this original panel. So basically, if this is welded to this, it's in its original place. Yeah, there's going to have to be some careful cutting, and bending and shaping to get it in where I need it to. I can't even really take any more out of this to push it in, because then it's going to kick the top and the front. Tricky, but we'll make something of it. Basically it needs to go in about 15-20 mil, like that. Other than that, we're starting to get there on the top, starting to line up with that curve. A bit more trimming and shaping, we can get it nice. Watch this space. Just give everything a good coating of zinc primer before I start covering everything up. So we've got this plate into here, into this panel. Just put a little plate in, if you can see it, this little triangle into here. Cut that rot out of there, so then the end sill cover butts up to there nice now. I've just got to make something to go down this front face, and then we can get it all welded back in. And then the last thing is this little area here. Moving along, slowly but surely. I'm busy again, not filming, just trying to chop a panel out. So this is, nothing's welded in now, just this is the end cap. Obviously the end cap finished short and we still had a hole here, so I've cut out this little panel just to fill it in. I'm going to drill some holes in this piece, plug weld that to there, plug weld this on, seam weld here, and then I'll run a seam around here so it's all one piece. So there we have it, all welded in place, no steel, ground down, sand down. Could go a little bit further if I wanted to, but it's not exactly a concourse car that we're building, it's a resto mod, so I'm sure that will do. I'm going to throw some zinc primer over it now, just to protect it a little bit, and then on to the next areas. So the next one is going to be this and this. Should do the job. So that's it for the Capri update. As you can see, got one area tackled, still a bit more to go. I would like to have got a lot more done, but you know, it's always the case. Other jobs, other things get in the way. But I've also unearthed the black XR2. So you'll be seeing some updates on that soon too. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good weekend.